So in the last month or so, we've had the N7 Day 2016 reveals, the massive GameInformer exclusives, and now the Game Awards. Now with all of that, there's been a few things that have fallen through the cracks. Hi, this is Rima from MEOdyssey, and today I'm going to mop up all that info that was left out from our coverage throughout these last few weeks, to wrap up the last bits and pieces of the news and have a nice all done feeling about it. So let's get into it. Now we've done quite a few videos covering GameInformer in the last few weeks, and if you want to check out that news coverage, you can check out the videos in the description below. However, with the Game Awards kind of dropping at the end of its coverage, one piece of GameInformer that we didn't cover was their exclusive interview with BioWare's general manager, Aaron Flynn. So what do we think was the most interesting point in this half-an-hour long interview? Well, firstly, Aaron discussed how the team has progressed from Mass Effect 1 all the way to Mass Effect Andromeda, explaining a lot of the leads on the original trilogy moved on to the BioWare's new IP, and that there are certain lead devs that were then, quote, incubated to take on lead roles in Mass Effect Andromeda. Aaron also explained how the original premise and setting was set up when Casey Hudson was still the creative director of the trilogy, and then that vision was then progressed by Mac Walters and the rest of the creative team. He then addressed the concerns over the changes and departures of certain key members, as well as the collaboration between Edmonton, Montreal, and Austin. While not revealing much, Aaron does briefly discuss BioWare's new IP and the challenges creating a brand new product, stating that the start was using BioWare basics such as strong storytelling and great characters. He also briefly discussed BioWare and other EA projects such as the Star Wars franchise. We'll link the article and the video in the description below if you want to check it out in full. As usual, we keep getting information via Twitter from much of the dev team, so much like last time, we're just going to summarise the best gems from Twitter that gave us some important news about Mass Effect Andromeda. Ian Fraser has suggested that we might actually get to see the faces of some of our companions before release, especially Cora and Liam, most likely following the trend of how BioWare released information about companions just before release of the game to bring up hype. And it should be noted that we've already seen the faces of Drac and Vetra. Tom Taylorson, the voice of Scott Ryder, revealed that the spaceport revealed in the Game Awards gameplay is revealed to be called, quote, Kadara Port, using the most appropriate Star Wars gif, and we knew it had a feel of Mos Eisley in there. Mac Walters states that the romance options will not be the same for Sarah and Scott and may depend on which sibling you choose. Mac also revealed that Alec Ryder won't be the antagonist, but that his twins might not always agree with that. And when we look at the second briefing from the Andromeda Initiative, we did discuss the name of one of the arcs, Parcero. Mac reveals that this will now be an arc for the Turian species. Now, we covered the released content from the Game Awards in our 2 analysis videos covering both the gameplay reveal and the Andromeda Initiative briefing, but we'll be honest, we definitely missed a few things that we want to just wrap up and present to you guys. Firstly, as pointed out in the comments of our video on the Andromeda Initiative briefing number 2, we didn't include the faces to coincide with the names presented for the Nexus leadership. With all honesty, we missed while we were editing and noticed once released, so here you go. Here we have Nexus Security Chief Sloan Kelly, Director of Colonial Affairs Forrest Addison, and Nexus Superintendent Nakmor Kesh. All those faces were included in the briefing, though we think these names are actually citing the last names first and the first names last, i.e. Kelly Sloan, Addison Forrest, and Kesh Nakmor, which would make sense as Clan Nakmor are a stated clan in the trilogy, for example in the style of Urdnot Rex. It should also be noted again that Sloan is the female rider encounters on Kadara in the gameplay. There's also been some chatter about possible Quarian sightings in the Game Awards gameplay, and was linked to us by a few friends of the channel, including Oleg. Our opinion is that, though they have a very similar shape, it's still definitely up in the air, and we'll leave this one for you guys to decide. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you think these are the Quarians? So on Tuesday 6th of December, we finally got news and confirmations about the Mass Effect Andromeda novels. Titan Books, alongside the devs confirming news on Twitter later on, confirmed the first of 3 novels. Nexus Uprising, which will release on March 28, 2017, and will be written by Jason M. Howe and Casey Alexander, and will be a prequel story to the events that take place in the game. 2 further novels will be released in 2017, with Mass Effect Annihilation, written by Catherine Valente, releasing in the summer of 2017, and Mass Effect Initiation, written by N.K. Jemisin, releasing in the fall of 2017. Initially slated for 4 books being released for the Andromeda storyline, it seems we'll now only be getting 3, with the 4th book originally penciled to be written by Mac Walters, seemingly dropped completely, likely to allow Mac to concentrate on working on the game. We will link the announcement on Titan Books in the description below. Now, in the original recording, I said that we wouldn't be including anything after the 7th, but as of editing the video, Eurogamer has just dropped a very interesting interview with Fabrice and Mac as of today, which is the 9th. So I'm just going to briefly go over the points I thought was very interesting. If you want to read the article in full, we'll link the article in the description below. Firstly, Fabrice hints that the titles of the novels can be a hint to why reaching Andromeda wasn't as smooth as possible. When the interviewer comments on the title Nexus Uprising, Fabrice states, quote, "exactly," hinting that the Nexus might be the site of some issues on the way. Kadar report from the Game Awards gameplay is an alien settlement already present before we actually arrive in Andromeda. When asked about Sam, the robotic voice, the devs state that Sam won't be quote-unquote living as Edie, but is an AI. Was also a partner to your father Alec Ryder and acts as a partner to Scott or Sarah Ryder. Apparently, quote, "you're way closer emotionally to Sam than Edie possibly," which is a very significant thing to say, considering how much of a character Edie was. Mac also gives us some very important information about why the 4th novel isn't scheduled to release anymore, and it's way more interesting than we thought. Quote, "so when we first announced our partnership with Titan, the idea was I'd do a 4th book, which would be a bridge to the movie, which is still something that's out there, and we're still talking about. But I became the creative director on Andromeda, and that became priority, I guess. And with the state of where the movie was, I didn't feel like it was a priority." So there's a possible Mass Effect movie still in the works, which is something that's quite interesting because most of us thought that there's probably it going on hiatus or it's been cancelled, but it seems like it is still kind of moving in the background. So that's just a short addition to the news video and what we thought was interesting from the Eurogamer article. We haven't really talked about Mac Walter's interview with GameInformer because there wasn't anything really new in there, but let us know what you think about Sam, and more specifically what you think about the Mass Effect movie in the comments below. So that's a nice, hopefully neat wrap up of what we and maybe what you've missed since the end of November. And as with all things Mass Effect Andromeda, news seems to always come out in a really strange pace. So as of the 7th of December 2016, this should catch you up. However, if anything releases after, it won't be in this video. We should hopefully now be able to look into getting other types of videos out for the end of the year, including some old theories and new theories. So hopefully you'll have that to look forward to. But let us know what you think about all these little pieces of news in the comments below, and as always, please like and subscribe, and please share this video to help the channel grow. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.